What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game preview, another special Kickstarter preview, and today I'm very excited to check out Illuminatus. You Are the Conspiracy from Dark Mushroom Games. This is for 2 to 6 players, ages 14 plus. It'll take about 16 to 90 minutes to play. And Illuminatus, You Are the Conspiracy is a tongue-in-cheek game where you are going to be taking control of various different Illuminati groups and trying to rule the world by attacking different countries and starting all sorts of conspiracies. There is a lot of humor and theme in this variable game. Let's open it up and check it out. But before we do it, I do want to give a big shout out to Mayday Games, who supported our Kickstarter and helped send us to Gen Con this past year. Thanks a lot to them. Be sure to check out their games. But let's open up this game. Alrighty then, we're going to take a look at what's going to get inside of Illuminatus, You Are the Conspiracy. Before we get started, I do want to mention this is the promotional copy I have in front of me, so take everything you see here with a grain of salt. Granted, everything looks like it's near finished. All the artwork's done, all that sort of stuff. So first and foremost, we're going to handy-dandy rule booklet. It is 26 pages, and wow, it's got a lot of text. I will say a lot of this is just flavor, and there are a lot of different variants and a lot of different things going on in the rule booklet, but it will teach you how to play the game. So in Illuminatus, what you're going to be trying to do really depends on which of the different variants you are going to be playing. So this game has a lot of variability to it. If you want to play it where you're just going to be trying to attack different countries, you can play like that. If you want to be playing to get bullion, then you can do that. If you want to play so that you can overthrow various different governments, which will have you attacking the same location over and over and over again, you can do it like that. Or you can do the agenda cards, which will give you a more thematic feel for the game, where you will decide how many of these you want to try and complete, and then you, as an Illuminati group, will have a specific set of goals that you will trying to be racing to complete before everyone does that. How you're going to do that sounds like it's going to be complex, and everything's going to look really complex, and you see a 26-page rule booklet, and it sounds complex. In actuality, it's really not that complex. You're only going to have 3 different things that you're going to be doing on your turn, and the last one is pretty much just upkeep. So I'll walk you through some of the components, and then we'll go through a mock turn so you can see how it goes. So first, you got a board of the world that's going to be divided into different colors, and when you first start the game, you're going to put these little tokens on here. This is going to represent the strength of that country or area or whatever you want to call it, because it's got like North America, and yeah, I guess they're different countries and continents and whatnot. But it'll have a strength between 1, 2, or 3. So this is the strength of that country's government. So ideally, you want to try and attack places that have weak governments when you try to overthrow their governments or corrupt the government, because you're going to be playing as one of these: big tobacco, big oil, big food, big pharmaceutical, banker elites, military industrial complex. You're going to be playing as one of these Illuminati organizations, and you're going to have your own special starting things and special abilities, various different stuff, one-time game effects that you'll be able to do, and you'll also have these 4 statistics right down here. The top 3 will allow you to attack various different countries. The bottom one will increase your deniability, because you are going to have to deny that you had a hand in a lot of these various different things that will be happening, and what things will be happening we'll talk a little bit about later. So if you got your board out here, you're also going to have a bunch of these little tokens right here. They're double-sided. One half will have these flags right here. This shows that you have successfully attacked a country. The other side is when you have control of their government, when you've essentially secretly overthrown their government and you are running their government. This is ideally what you want to see in most games. However, if you're just playing the one where you just want to get flags, then you probably don't want to have to do that. How you take control of the government is you have to have as many tokens, as many flags as this number right here, and then you have to attack that country one more time, at which point you will have control over their government, which will mean it will be very difficult for other people to take over that spot. It essentially becomes your spot, and also you're going to be gaining a little bit more bullion at the end of each turn. You're gaining actually a lot more bullion potentially at the end of each turn. So that's what your board is going to look like. The other important thing over here is going to be this track over here on the right side. This is called the Doom track. And essentially what you want to know is that you don't want to get to 100 on this track. If you do, you're going to lose the game. Now, you're also going to put your color on there as well, because that is your visibility. You were supposed to be an underground sort of Illuminati thing, so obviously you don't want to be doing things blatantly. So you don't want to reach 100, as your pawn doesn't want to reach 100, because then you lose the game. Or if the black one hits the 100, that is called the Doom track, and the game has ended because the world has ended. You've caused a nuclear meltdown, and we'll talk a little bit more about how that track moves in a little bit when we get to the cards. Actually, we can get to the cards in a second. So next, you're going to have your little player area in front of you. Everybody should have their own unique thing right here, which will tell you what you start with. It'll start where you start on the visibility track. So you'd start at 5 on the visibility track. You'd start 2 on the Doom track towards the end of the world. And then you're also going to have this little shield right here. Now, the shield is twofold. First, it's going to hide how much money you have in your black budget, and because you're going to put hidden money here and you're going to put public money out here. But also it's going to tell you about how you're going to walk through the turn, and it does a decent job of doing that, even though I really do wish it had a list of the 4 different kinds of attacks you could do, because you can attack other organizations directly or indirectly. You can attack people's flags and governments, or you can attack just countries, which I think you're going to do most of the time. At least it really does depend on your game mode, I should say. So in your hand, you're going to have a couple different kinds of cards. So let's go over the different cards you're going to have. Now, primarily, you're going to have a lot of these cards. These are black bag cards, and these are going to allow you to do various different treacherous things. Planet evidence, nuclear missiles, hackers, special forces. I mean, this is where the theme and the flavor of the game really comes across. Bribe your way out, right to bear arms debate, flag debate, Hitler's mustache, tinfoil hats, a lot of different stuff that is related to, obviously, conspiracies and whatnot. But you're going to be using these cards to attack various different countries a lot of the time. So it'll say on the bottom something like this. So +1 cunning dice to any attack, or pay 1 extra gold to stand over any player taking 1 random card from their hand. So this one will allow you to steal a card from someone else's hand, or roll 1 extra cunning dice. Now the cunning dice, as I mentioned, would be cunning, power, illumination. These are how you are going to be attacking various different countries out there, and I'll show you how it works in a second. The other kind of dice that you're going to have, or the cards that you're going to have, are going to be the event cards, and you're going to start with, I believe, 2 event cards in your hand at the beginning of each turn. The first thing you're going to do before you do anything else is you're going to draw a new event card, and then you're going to play one of those 3 event cards, assuming one doesn't say to immediately play it. And these event cards will have wide-ranging, various different things. Sometimes they'll be good for you, sometimes they'll be bad for you, and you are not always in control of what you play, because, like I said, those immediate play cards come up. So, for instance, this one, play anytime, cancels any attack that uses military-based munitions. Well, that one's not a very good example. Let's go to this one. Play on any region. All false flags and or government pyramids bring additional +1 gold per turn for 2 rounds, because there's oil there. So essentially, if you had a bunch of flags on one location, that'd be a great place to play this card, because it's going to give you extra gold at the end of your turn. So that is what you're going to see with those typical event cards. There is a huge, huge stack of these event cards. And yeah, so lots of different events that can potentially happen in the game. As I mentioned earlier, lots of variability going on in this game. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to draw black bag cards, which we showed a little bit earlier. These ones that are going to help you carry out attacks. And you're going to draw up to 7. Now, the rules say 8. This says 7. I'm not sure which one it's going to be in the final game, but I don't think it really makes a huge difference in the gameplay. And then you're going to get to your primary action, which is to attack something. And as I mentioned, you can attack other people, aka other Illuminati groups. You can attack various different flags and pyramids, but the main thing you're going to be doing is you are going to be attacking different countries. Now, when you first start the game, all these little power tokens are going to be down, so you're just kind of blindly attacking different countries. But what you're going to do is you're going to say, all right, I'm going to attack South America. So South America, we lucked out. It only has a 1 right there. That's fantastic. And I'll look over here, and I'll say, you know what? I got a 4 illumination and a 3 cunning. Let's see if I got anything here to help. Anything that's going to help us. These are all defense. +7 cunning dice to any attack. But unfortunately, we can't afford that because that one cost 7 gold. Because yes, you are going to have to pay to play these cards. +3 power dice to any attack. So we'll do that one. So we'll do +3 power dice to any attack. We're going to be blaming ISIS, which I find pretty humorous. And that means we would be rolling 5 power dice, aka just 5 dice. So let's take a look at the dice. And these are very nice custom D6 dice. The one side you're going to be looking for is the thumb up, and then there's also a double thumb up. So you'd roll 5, and you're trying to beat it, and we did. We had 2 right there to their 1 power. So whoop-de-doo, we have won it. So what that means is we would get to put one of our false flags on South America. Now, also we had a couple other die results come up. We had the Doom track come up, and we had the visibility come up, which is bad. So let's go back to this card right here. We would have to pay 3 gold to play this card. We would go up 3 visibility, now 4 visibility, and the Doom track would go up 4 as well, which means we're potentially a little bit closer to ending the Doom. But there are various different ways that you could pay Boolean cubes to get, or Boolean coin, pay gold to move yourself back up on the visibility track and move the Doom back up on that track. Once you played a black bag card, you're going to discard it, and you can also play any other cards in your hand that are applicable. So you can activate cards, you can discard cards next. So if you don't like any of your cards, you can get rid of as many or as few of your cards as you want. And then you are done. Last but not least, we get to the research and revenue part. This is where you're going to be running into the last group of deck of cards we haven't really talked about, which are research. And you can pay to get these research cards, and it works. You get to draw 1 card if you pay 2. You get to draw 4 cards and pick 1 if you pay 4. And if you pay 6, you get to draw 6 and pick 1. So you can do that. And these cards are going to be very good cards to help you with various different things. So when activated by Pharma, they get +2 gold per turn. If activated by Media, they get +2 gold per turn. And Pharma loses 1 gold per turn. Card remains active for 2 turns, then discarded. So they're going to have various different special abilities that you will be able to use throughout the game. And as you can see, they all have a lot of humorous flavor text on them and unique artwork. So last thing you're going to do is you're going to collect gold. You will always get 3 gold, but you're also going to get 1 additional for your flag. So for instance, so we got 1 flag here, we would get 4 gold. And if you happen to have power over a government, you're actually going to get +2 plus whatever the strength of the government is. So for instance, if we had a pyramid right here, we would actually get 6 gold at the end of our turn, which would be a lot of gold, and we decided whether or not we would put it in our black budget or our Illuminati monetary fund. But that would be the end of our turn. It would pass to the player on the left, and you would rinse, wash, and repeat until someone has achieved whatever goal you are playing to, be that agendas, or be that flags, or be that government control. And whoever has the predetermined number that you're going to is going to be the winner of Illuminatus. And that, in a nutshell, is how the game is played. Alrighty then, Illuminatus from Dark Mushroom Games coming to a Kickstarter near you very, very soon. I'll be sure to post that Kickstarter link down below. Who might be digging this game? First and foremost, if the theme sounds like a theme that you can get behind, I assure you that this game is bursting from the brims with theme in the rule booklet, in the cards, in the artwork, in the flavor text. They just crammed as much possible theme into this game as they possibly could, which I have a feeling is going to be a big turn on for a lot of people. Also, if you like variability, this one definitely has that in spades. There are tons of cards with different artwork. There are tons of events. There's a whole bunch of different research things and different agendas and different game modes you can play, and it goes up to 6 players. There is a lot of different things to explore in this box and different things to see in this box, so variability always a good thing. Last but not least, if you're looking for a game that tries to be humorous, this one definitely does that. If you're looking for a game with humor and you like this sort of humor, you're going to be all spin with this game. There is an insane amount of flavor text in this game that will hopefully make you laugh. So that is Illuminatus. You Are the Conspiracy from Dark Mushroom Games, currently on Kickstarter. Very, very soon. Be sure to check that out down below. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know if you could make up one conspiracy that people will be like, yeah, I could see that actually being true. What would it be? For me personally, it would be... Oh, I got one. Barack Obama is actually from Canada. Blew your mind.